Hey Parker, it's Wednesday. So, hair has changed color again. It's a little bit of a darker blue. I like it. I was like, I want to stay blue, but I want to go for a change, so this was what happened. Now, I know you don't pay a lot of attention to the debate scene or a lot of politics in general, but I wanted to draw your attention to something that maybe you haven't heard about, because I find it amazing that this has happened in 2015. Ben Carson, who you have heard of, he is a very renowned neurosurgeon. He's a very smart man. I'm not doubting that. He's very smart, very good at what he does. However, he does not seem to have a decent grasp on history, specifically Egyptian history. Now, if I were to ask you what were the pyramids for, you would probably say something along the lines of burial tombs for pharaohs, which is correct according to pretty much all Egyptian archaeologists ever, probably. Ben Carson says that they were created by a biblical figure to store grain. This in itself isn't, I guess, too out there, because I believe Ben Carson is a pretty religious man. I can get that. What I can't get is that he believes that they were used to store grain, even though we have found Egyptian pharaohs and hieroglyphics and gold and treasure and all sorts of things in pyramids that you don't store with grain. Now, the amazing part is that different officials in Egypt have been asked about this, and I'm going to read you their quotes because they're lovely. Antiquities minister, which is a thing in Egypt apparently, which, why wouldn't it be? It actually really does make sense that they have an antiquities minister. Mamdouh El Damati, I did my best. He said, does he even deserve a response? He doesn't. Which is lovely. I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher this name again. Mahmoud Afifi, Egypt's head of ancient antiquities, said that a lot of people are trying to prove that the pyramids weren't built for burials. Maybe they're comments used for publicity, like that man who's not an archaeologist and says they stored grain, and I don't know what that was based on. It's beautiful. Carson says that this is his personal theory. Everyone's entitled to their opinions, but I thought it was pretty much kind of a fact that the pyramids were used to store pharaohs' mummified bodies, not grain. So that was just something wonderful and weird that I wanted to point out to you in case you hadn't heard. But also, to recap the Republican debate, I didn't listen to the entire thing because it's just them rehashing their old comments. There was a lot of interrupting and yelling and, talk about taxes. That seemed to be pretty much what the first half of the debate at least was. I kind of zoned out in the second half because I had to do a paper. But anyway, Parker, I'm always in love with the crazy things that the Republican candidates say sometimes. It blows my mind that, like, some people believe things that are completely 180 from mine. That's my video for today. As Afifi said, Ben Carson is not an archaeologist. I much more support to the archaeologists who say, you know, who spend so much time studying this stuff. And Ben Carson, very smart man, just not about Egyptian history, I guess. I'll see you tomorrow, Parker. That's it for me today. DFTBA, stay super.